Hey, welcome back. I am so glad you are here, and if you are new here, welcome, and if you are one of my subscribers, welcome back. My name is Vicki-Lynne, and I follow a plant-based diet, and I'm on a journey to lose some weight, lower my cholesterol, and just move my body every day. Today we have a grocery haul, and I'll tell you, and then I'm going to be and I will be doing a meal prep. But if you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. My analytics say that everybody or most of the people who watch these videos are not subscribed. So what is wrong with you? Subscribe. I have some great recipes. I have a website. Links down below. Again, just if you're on that journey, I'd love to hear about what you're doing and how you're doing it. So I basically follow a plant-based diet following a few people like the Starch Solution, Dr. Greger. I try to implement whatever benefits I feel I need in my life at that time. And I also eat intuitively, so when I'm hungry, I'll eat. If I'm not hungry, I'm not going to force myself to eat. I'm not a high volume eater, but all of my recipes, or most of my recipes, are very low calorie, high density. So let me just show you. So in any of my meal prep videos, or a few of them, I've shown you what I do before we go out kind of for groceries. I like to plan my week, and so I went through a few things in the fridge and cupboard, and this is what I came up with. So I have some stewed apples that I made for making apple pie overnight oats, and I have some left, and I was like, oh, that would be perfect if I made little apple crisps out of it for a snack or a dessert or whatever. It's still going to be healthy, so fabulous. I have a sweet potato left over that was already cooked. And so I was thinking, also had black beans in the freezer. And if you follow me, you know I do meal preps. I do some dishes, some components, and then I also do what I call a rolling meal prep. So if you're new to it, a rolling meal prep is like I cook a bunch of dried beans in my Instant Pot, so I don't have anything to do but put water on them, and hit the button. So easy. So if you have an Instant Pot, and I have one linked down below because I can't live without one. Anyway, I cook them and then lay them flat, freeze them, and then once they're frozen, I can just stand them all up. So I'll have black beans, I'll have kidney beans, I'll have white beans, chickpeas, whatever. And then when I take the last of my black beans, then I make another pot. And again, you're kind of doing this in the background, but then you're always going to have beans. And when you do them flat, they're much faster to defrost, so you can whip a meal together in absolutely no time. So I was thinking, and I'm also trying to use stuff from my pantry, and I have I have mashed potato flakes. So I'm going to mix the sweet potato with some black beans, and I'm going to use the mashed potato flakes as a binder and then put in some great seasonings. I'm going to make burgers. And then I'm also going to, I think I'm using some of the sweet potatoes and some of the black beans also to make enchilada casserole. So I did make some of my soy chorizo this morning. Not soy. I always call it soy. I'm sorry. It is, I have a recipe. It's with TDP, so it's very high in protein. There's no fat in it. So I made that. I'm going to mix that with some of the black beans and some of the sweet potato. And I'm going to make an enchilada bake. So that's one meal there. The burgers will be another meal. And then I kind of decided what else I needed. So I have cabbage in the back. I have red and green cabbage. So I thought a really good kind of antioxidant salad that I could make this week would be with some kale in with that, which I think is going to be wonderful. And then we did get some of our normal staples that we make all the time. If you've been here or you've watched my video, but also my husband's video, where he makes his pinto beans with Nepalese or cactus. I'll stick that up here. Fabulous, so easy. He makes a large, we do like 2 cans and 1 can of the Nepalese. And I'll snack on that cold, warm. I'll dip like pita chips in it or whatever. Okay. And then, and so also we also had tortillas. We bought lots of tortillas, so we need to use them up. So I was also thinking, obviously, the enchilada bag. So super easy. The other thing I stocked up on a little bit is just some fruit for snacking. So I have bananas and Honeycrisp apples. I love these. The avocados we got at Costco, they kind of weren't very good this time, which is unusual. So I did get some avocados. These are the baby ones, and I actually prefer the baby ones because my husband and I can split it, and it's, you know, it's fine. One whole one, or, you know, one of these are a little much. But of course, radishes. You know, we have to have our radishes in this house. We also have to have jalapenos. So we go shopping between Aldi and Cermak Market that we have here in Chicago, and we just like pick and choose what we're going to get. And I also got a big bag of cherries. I am loving those. We got some cebolla. These are cebolla onions, so we're going to be barbecuing this week. So those are delicious on a barbecue, super easy. I have a big, huge watermelon. No explanation. Great for hydration, great for some vitamins, and just nice low-calorie snack, especially when it's going to be like 90 this week. So I did get a jar of just some chunky salsa at Aldi, super cheap, some parsley. And so today what I'll be doing is cleaning my greens and then getting them ready to be stored so they'll last me. I got a little bag of just the yellow potatoes. So I do have russet potatoes, so we will probably do these. I'll make a cheese sauce with them. I'll put that one up there too. Again, I do like a lot of basics over and over again, to be honest. So I will do probably a cheese sauce, and these would be great in our little tinfoil packs on the barbecue. I did get just a small bag of carrots. I do still have a few carrots, but I wanted to make sure I had enough for the cheese sauce and for snacking. I use my Snackle box all the time now, and we just make sure that it's full, and we just rotate the type of veggies or whatever we're putting in it for snacking. I did get a bag of onions, and then just some soy milk, almond milk. So we got the vanilla almond milk, and we got a chocolate. That one's for my husband. He loves chocolate. And because our avocados weren't good, we actually splurged and got guacamole made at Cermak, which is amazing. And then my husband has his salsa verde, which is very hot, and his pico de gallo, which is also very hot. What else? Okay, cauliflower. I was also thinking about doing my escabeche vegetables because we're all out of those. So the carrots and the cauliflower will go into that with some jalapenos. And I'm going to make it extra hot for my husband. He didn't find they were hot enough last time. I got some buns just for snacking. Some hamburger buns just for our burgers, and just a loaf of sourdough bread. I'm going to get back into making my bread, but I just thought, again, I was kind of hungry when I shopped, so I probably should have. So I'm going to show you this week how I'm going to incorporate most of these things. Some of these things are just staples that you just want to have in your house, right? Like potatoes, you know, I'm a potato queen. We're going to have potatoes. So stick around for part 2 when we do our meal prep, and I'm going to show you everything. But in the meantime, I'm just going to clean. I've already given you a lot of my cleaning tips. You guys already know all that stuff. If you don't already know, then leave me a message down below, and I can do a separate video on how to store and clean all of your produce or different things in your fridge that you want to last longer. So until then, we're going to see you soon. Bye.